you want to attract healthier relationships into your life, it starts with your point of attraction. Because if we're not willing to be better in relationship with others, what do you think we're going to attract? And if we're going to sit on our couch all day and manifest a relationship to attract to us, and we're not taking any action on becoming a better version of ourselves, who do you think we're going to attract? Exactly. You're going to attract people from your point of attraction, which is the exact same type of people. To the depths that you are willing to meet yourself in your shadows, in your deepest fears, in your triggers, that is the level of a partner you will attract, because relationships are a sacred hospital for the soul. They're always a mirror and reflection to what we actually need for our experience. That's why they're tough. That's why we have to get to set boundaries with people. And we get to learn how to do that. We get to learn how to navigate conversation versus arguments. We get to learn how to know what type of person we are in relationship. Are we anxious? Are we avoidant? Are we secure? We get to find out what type of love we deserve. Because what kind of love do you think you deserve? 80%? 90%? 99% of the love you think you deserve? Because you deserve a whole 100% of the love you deserve. Your soul knows you deserve. And if we keep playing out old patterns in our life where we're constantly being the same person and we're not willing to step in and make change within ourselves, we're only attracting the same familiar pattern. And you know what's funny? Familial and familiar are pretty similar, right? Your family dynamics in your past of how you grew up and you watched your mom and dad, or maybe you didn't have a mom and dad, whatever was your role models, we tend to reflect that into our relationships until eventually the pain becomes so much that we decide, I need to change. So you step into this personal development, mastery of self, mastery of connection, and you start to learn how to navigate these conversations with people. So as long as you're stepping into your shadow, such as the things that bring up triggers within you, let's say something triggers you, what action are you taking? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? What's the difference? Well, reacting is reacting to our emotions, the trigger, right? I might be over here doing this stuff with my leggings and I might get some negative comments. Woo! Because people are triggered. Internet trolls are triggered. They're going to react. They're going to project. I've already had them. I already had the comments, right? And those people are deeply wounded humans, because hurt people will hurt people. And it's so much easier to do it online and do it in the comments, right? And healed people will heal people. They'll give constructive criticism. They'll do it out of love, and they'll say things with love. Or they won't say anything at all. Because you ever heard that saying? You don't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I don't like that. And what a response is versus a reaction is exactly that. It's our responsibility to respond in a way which we prefer. It's our sacred responsibility, our ability to respond in a way which we prefer, not from the pain and suffering from within us. Because a lot of the times, people that are triggered by, let's say, me wearing this stuff, I don't know what kind of story they have in their mind about anything, right? I don't know what's going on for them. What I can guarantee, though, is they're not living to their fullest expression of self. They're suppressing an aspect of them that they're triggered by seeing, because I'm living in my freedom, because I'm living in my self-expression. And if you feel triggered by this, or you can't even focus on this video because we got this booty back here, that's something you have to look within yourself to find out, why are you being triggered? You see why it's important to understand your triggers? Because if this goes into your relationship dynamic, you're going to attract someone who also is not emotionally mature, doesn't have emotional intelligence. They're not able to meet you in a healthy way. And worst of all, maybe you're not able to meet them in the healthy way. So learning how to control our triggers is one of the main key aspects of some of this work we have to do within ourselves, is recognizing the trigger when we're feeling triggered, when the emotions are coming up and we want to react versus respond. A response is saying, hey, I actually feel X emotion and I don't really think this is a good time to discuss this, and I want to take some space and give myself that moment to find out what I'm feeling and how I can express it better. Because during the trigger, you're only going to make things worse, especially in relationship. So imagine if you can't handle your own triggers, what kind of partners are you attracting? Probably the same ones. And if you are attracting a secure person who does know how to handle themselves, and you have these deep wounds of worthiness that you think you don't deserve love like this, it's too good to be true, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to find a way, you're going to trigger yourself into self-sabotaging the relationship. You're going to push away, maybe you'll get avoidant, whatever the case may be. What's important is that you understand where you're coming from. This is why I'm saying if you're not willing to go through these depths, that's something, this isn't a small thing. I was going to say it's such a small thing like triggers, which is not a small thing. If you're not willing to go through these depths to better yourself and how you handle your triggers, you're not going to attract a partner who will do the same. And in fact, you'll attract one who's going to reflect back to you, who's going to cause you to be triggered more often until you learn how to control them. Everybody is a sacred reflection. Everybody is a mirror. All a mirror. This universe is a mirror. And you can't go to the universe's mirror and be like, hey, mirror, I'll finally smile and be happy after you give me that relationship. After you give me all the things that I want, and then I'll be happy. Can't do that. The reflection is you have to go to the mirror and smile. You have to physically make that smile happen. And that requires using some muscles, right? You have to use some muscles. There's very little tension, right? However, when you're using your muscles to create the smile, you have to take physical action, right? And you can't lie to the universe's mirror, though. That's the funny part. The universe's mirror knows what your heart is really feeling and what your mind is saying. Your heart knows you're wanting something. And if it's coming out of lack, want equals lack, you're going to attract more lack into your life. You have to literally be the vibration of the thing that you actually want in order to attract it. That means doing the deep inner work. I know it's hard. I know it may be. It's important that you look within to create this for yourself in order to attract healthier people. Because the moment you start doing the work and you are starting to go into more in alignment to the best version of you, guess who else is doing that? The partner on the other end that's also doing the work. The partner who you're starting to attract who's in more alignment of the new version of you versus the old. Because now you're claiming your responsibility, your sacred responsibility, your ability to respond versus react. This creates a strategy for yourself in all aspects of life, not just relationships. When you start owning the ability to respond unconditionally, and that means without the condition needing to change, you can still act from the vibration that you prefer, the loving you, the graceful you, the best version of you. You're showing to the universe, hey, I'm ready. I'm actually genuinely ready. I am in control of my emotions. I am in control of my vibration, and nobody can change that besides me because I'm in control. And when you own that, you also own your deepest expression of self. And when you own that, doesn't matter what relationship shows up, you will find out very quickly if that relationship is in alignment with you or not, because you are someone who has done the work. So I guarantee you, once you start doing the inner work to the level of depth you're willing to better yourself, you will attract a partner who's willing to better themselves. This is a very tough to swallow pill video, and I'm giving you the pill, the microphone shaped like a pill. This is the sacred medicine to help guide you on your journey. Because even for me, I had to also overcome my fear of outcome. What if I express my needs? What if I overreact or something like that? And I have in the past, and it did not work out well for me. So I had to go in a deep shadow, layer after layer, and find out what the heck is happening here. How can I communicate better? How can I do the work easier? Right? Because don't wish for your life to be easier. Wish for you to get better. And as you keep going, it gets easier because you get better. So start doing the work because you're going to get there eventually. Or you'll just stay where you are, stuck, attracting the same toxic relationships over and over and over. You'll attract a partner that, I can't say this more than enough, you'll attract a partner that's a match to your vibration and is going to mirror to your deepest wounds. So it gets easier as you get better. And you're going to get there. So much love. I love you so much. Have an alchemizing day. Namaste.